I want to get your opinion on this, John, because on Wednesday in the House of Commons, the Speaker, Lindsay Hoyle, who's very generally a mild-mannered kind of person.
Yes,
like you.
Like me, really.
Well, I wasn't instinctively drawing that comparison, I must say, but he was very upset with an SNP MP called John Nicholson. And what happened basically was that John Nicholson had complained to the Speaker about Nadine Dorries when she was Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, and indicated that she'd misled the committee and wanted the Privileges Committee to look into it. And John Nicholson had written to the Speaker about it, and the Speaker had replied, and the Speaker was very upset that John Nicholson had A, leaked the exchange of letters, and B, only leaked a partial part of the Speaker's letter. Let's see what the Speaker had to say on Wednesday.
Can I just say, integrity is that, first of all, Clinton's letter, but only half the letter is not integrity. In fact, far from it. It misled the people of this country. It certainly put me in bad light with the people of this country, and I don't expect that to happen in an impartial Speaker. So if that was an apology, I don't think it was very good.
Oh. Well, what do you make of the Speaker being so upset about the leaking of correspondence between a member and the Speaker? Is that something that you ever encountered?
I don't recall encountering it, but instinctively my sympathies are with Mr. Speaker. I think it is a very important and long-established principle that if people wish to communicate with the Speaker, especially appertaining to matters of privilege, they do so in writing, and they do so on the basis, Philip, that that exchange is confidential. I think to breach that without authority, that is to say without seeking the Speaker's permission, is wrong, and it is even more heinous a sin to leak only a part of the exchanges, presumably in order to prosecute the argument that John Nicholson wanted to advance. So I remember Mr. Nicholson. He's a cheeky chappie, but in this particular instance, his cheek is excessive. And so although I learned of this only a few minutes ago when you apprised me of it, I didn't witness the exchange earlier in the week, my sympathies are very much with the Speaker. I'm not in favour, as you probably know, of preserving all conventions. For example, I think that the convention that stipulates that a member of the Commons cannot criticise a member of the other House can be an excessive constraint. Some of these are very sort of old-fashioned, time-honoured, gentlemanly or ladylike understandings, which are not necessarily fit for purpose. So I'm all in favour of reviewing conventions, and some of them need to be changed. But I think the convention about confidential dealings with the Speaker is an important one, and I think Lindsay Hoyle had every right to be extremely...
And we had that this week with Baroness Mone, didn't we? People were wanting to question the PPE contracts, and that would have been classed not right from the one house to the other to criticise somebody else. But you think maybe could that be changed? I
think there is some merit in changing that. I think a lot of members are sufficiently versatile and dexterous on their feet that they're perfectly capable of finding a way of giving voice to their unhappiness without attacking her directly. But in some cases where the allegations are very, very, very personal to and focused on her, it might make it all but impossible to do so. So I think there's a good case for saying we don't have to apply that convention in a totally rigorous way. But I think there's a real difference between the Mone situation and the behaviour of John Nicholson towards the Speaker, which was, frankly, shameful. Shameful, I say.
Order, order.